Hi, I am Madam Eileen. Today we're going to do a balloon tutorial on how to do Among Us. If you've been through my beginner twister videos, you will have no problem making this. This I did with a larger balloon size called a 350. But you can make it using 260 balloons. Do the same things I do. You want to take your balloon and you're going to inflate it. We're going to be putting a lot of twists in it, so you want to make sure you have a good sized tail. A little hiss of air out so it's a little soft. And now we're going to do a second balloon, inflate it the same way. Now we're going to do the legs. We're going to do bottom up. So the size that you make your legs will tell us the size that we're going to do the whole rest of the creation. So if I was using a 260, I would do legs just a little shorter in proportion, but because these are 350s, they're a little bit bigger, I'm making the legs a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the same up and down over here. This is exactly the same way that you would do the balloon dog feet. So doing this is often called making dog feet. Now the width across is the same width up and down. So you want to go across this far. But before we go over, let's do a pinch twist on each side. A pinch twist allows you to create an attachment point, but also change directions. A pinch twist is trapping a bubble of air in between two other sections of balloon, pulling it up and twisting it. It's a self-descriptive method. Name of this technique, pinch twist, but some people also call it the pull twist, because you're pulling it up and you're twisting it into a pinch. Okay, so the length across is about here. So we get that length across, we push it here into the joint of this pinch twist, and we go around the legs. Now we're going to take that other length of the balloon. You see that the longer one belongs to these two legs. And this shorter piece came from these two legs over here. We're going to twist a section of balloon and go across to this pinch twist and go around the legs. And then you have it going across here and here. That pinch twist will also help point this balloon up at a perpendicular angle. Readjust here. We want to go up one more level. So do a spacer bubble. A spacer bubble is not 3 inches. A spacer bubble is the distance between one round bubble and the next round bubble. So this is about a 2-finger bubble, maybe a 3-finger bubble. It's not very big, it's small. Another pinch twist. And then on the other side, I flip it around just because it's easier for me to work with it that way. I do a tiny spacer bubble. Again, 2 fingers. A little pinch twist. These are not very big. As you see, they're not a full 3 inches. These are about 2-inch bubbles. These only need to be big enough to hold the balloon when it goes across. The longer you make the legs, the thicker the balloon's going to become and the more balloons you're going to use. So you can make it bigger, size it bigger, but you're just going to go through more balloons. All right, these little feet I'm going to attach together later. Now we're getting to the part we're getting ready to do the helmet. I'm looking at the red one, seeing where I went from here. So we got 1, 2, all right. We are ready to begin the head. Looking at these, this is too short, and this one is barely big enough. So it's time to add the next balloon. Take a pair of scissors, I'm going to cut the tip. If you cut the tip that's not fully inflated with air, it just hisses out, there's no explosion. There's only an explosion if I took the scissors and I cut the middle area where it's already distended from the air pressure. Air pressured areas will be loud. Areas with no air pressure will be soft sounding, it won't pop. But people who don't know balloons might think it'll pop. You can give someone a little scare by saying, look what I'm going to do. And then you cut it and they're like, no! And then, wait a minute, there's no bang. There is supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom! Love that phrase from that funny animation character. One reason why it's good to wrap your balloon rather than tying multiple knots is the more knots you tie into a corner, the harder it is to hide. I was just thinking that as I was, but the pinch twist folds over and hides all those knots I just tied. Really good. Now this is where I set it aside and wait just a little bit. We're going to make the visor for our character. Oh. I forget now if I told you what we're making. He's a spaceman. Now, the visor doesn't go all the way across, so I'm getting this and I'm measuring. That's just a little too big. I'm going to go just a pinch shorter. Ah, that's nice. We're going to do dog legs again. I'm going to take this, and I gave it a long tail. Oh, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to show you what I did. So I inflated a silver, so it had a hands and a thumb tail. I twisted up on a section and I let go, and then I tied it to give me a very long tail. So there's the nozzle, actually neck. That's the nozzle. The space from the nozzle to the knot is called the neck. And that's when I measured my section for the visor on the helmet. Then I'm folded the rest of the balloon down and I'm giving it a twist, making dog legs, then taking the neck and pulling it through to the other side, creating a lock twist. I don't need the rest of this balloon, so I'm cutting the tip. See, no explosion, just funny bloop bloop noises. I'm going to come here to this other side, go through the two bubbles, so I have a string on each end of my set of dog legs. And now I'm going to take the body and I'm going to hold the silver visor right here in the middle, and then I'm going to wrap around that side of that piece and wrap around this side. So that's held there in the middle. For overkill, you could easily take the long knot and go from end to end. One, it's overkill, but two, it's a way of hiding the mechanics of how I put this together. We're going to fold this over. Once we go over, we see where the pinch twist is, and we twist off a section of the balloon, and we go around the pinch twist here. Now, this had possibilities. I thought maybe it could stretch over to the other side. if it's not long enough to go to the other side, I would cut and pop it. Yeah, it's too much of a struggle. So I'm going to just take my scissors, cut that, wrap it around my thumb, around the pinch twist, and then I'm going to put the end of the balloon that went around the pinch twist through the loop that went around my thumb, creating kind of a pulled knot. So now it's in there. Okay, just making sure that balloon. Okay, so we've gone over one time with the new balloon, and now we're going to go back the other way. Give it a soft squeeze, fit it in against the riser, walk it out, squeeze and roll, squeeze and roll. This is called walking it around that pinch twist. So we've only gone back and forth 2 times, so I'll walk you through it. We did the 2 feet, we did 2 bubbles, 2 pinch twists as pacer, a pinch twist on each side, 2 bubbles, 1 on each side. Then we put in the visor, got a new balloon, and went across one way, and then went across the back way to cover and fill in the back of the visor. And that is, we're almost done. Then I like to take a scrap, tie the feet together, so I turned it upside down. If I tie, I might end up with a stretch, but if I pull really tight up and around, you can actually get those legs to come together nice and tight. I haven't even tied it yet. In fact, I might not need to. From here, I could put it on a bracelet. I could give it to you as a guy to hold. I could put him on a hat. Or, more deliciously, if you're having a birthday party, I could do a whole bunch of these and put them on cups filled with candy as party favors. This is a leftover candy cup base I had from New Year's Eve decorations. I just basically, I'm wrapping the tails of the balloon that scrap that I used to tie these legs together, just wrapping it around the front, going down the back between the bubbles, back to the front. And there we go. We have Among Us in green and in red. Now, as someone suggested to me, I need to do an Among Us with the killer mode, the imposter. Yes, I got Among Us, and now I need to make the imposter. So that'll be one of my future tutorials. So till next time, have fun playing the game. Who's the imposter? Bye.